You may have one.
Whiskey.
You know you want one.
Fuck that. Get all crumbs all over me. I'm good.
Alright, okay. Oh.
Shit.
A little crummy.
Made a point, huh?
Today, we're going to talk to Stephen Mack, Israel Green. Don't laugh, Israel.
Keep it together.
And Michael Bernal, who's from Panama. And he's here learning how to speak English. And, I don't know, he gets his hair done a lot.
No, I'm the clothes right now.
He's getting good at speaking English. If you don't know Steven, that's just insane. Steven's ridden for the shop probably since I started in 2004, 2005. He would come in the shop and he was the most quiet kid. Like, he'd just be like, I need a tube. That's it. But then his friends would come in the shop and they'd say, Steven's getting pretty good. Steven can 360 the spine. He can tail whip the hip. And I'm thinking these kids are pretty young at the time. I don't know how old you were, like 12 maybe?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
12.
And I'm like, these kids just don't know what the tricks are. They're confused on the names. Like, this isn't making any sense. So I'd tell Steven, he'd come in and I'd be like, hey, you riding today? And he's like, yeah. I was like, hey, I'm going to go ride after work, hang out. And he's like, oh, my mom says I got to be home at like 5 or, you know. And I'm like, and I didn't close till after, you know, way after he was gone. So it took me a while, and I finally, one day, he came in the shop, said he was riding. I literally went to the park from the shop. Yeah, those kids weren't wrong. He was good. I was like, oh yeah, you can't do that. It was sketchy, don't get me wrong, it was insane. But he could totally do it, and he was like small at the time, and he had this pile of shit bike. What was it?
So, probably that time is the Fit Complete, like the OG ones. Dude,
yeah. And it was beat, like it was beat.
Yeah, it was a hand-me-down for sure.
Yeah, and you could hear him coming, like that thing just... Actually, what was your first impression of me? I feel like you didn't like me at first.
Oh, no, dude.
Savage.
No, yeah, I was like, this guy's fucking dick. No, when I first seen the shop, I never seen anything like it before, you know? I only seen BMX, you know, like video games and shit, because when I grew up riding bikes, I didn't know there was like an entire, like, I don't know, scene of it. Like, when I came to the shop, yeah, I seen, like, how people, like, hit dirt jumps and rode street and all that, so.
Oh, yeah, I remember. I had a
like, oh,
TV
shit,
at the shop, the original shop.
Yeah, playing, like, the Little Devil video and shit.
Yeah, look who's got the Little Devil shirt
yeah.
on. Reppin'.
Yeah.
I used to carry all that stuff.
Yeah, that's where I first got my real first BMX bike, too. It was a Haro Backtrail X1, but, you know. My parents always bought me Walmart bikes, but we'd thrash them. And I was like, well, get me a real bike. And they finally, you know, they got us, you know. It's the basic model Haro, but that was a shit to everyone.
You had to start.
Yeah.
Back then, there was no, like, legit BMX company. Like, or legit BMX company making completes.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say Haro's legit-ish. I don't know. I'm not.
They had a good base model.
Yeah.
Like 3-piece cranks and the gyro and all that. And like gussets on the frame, but
Yeah, first bike
I'd
was
trash
all
that.
Oh my god, my god.
So from there, I remember I had a Van Homan frame, and I don't know if I gave it to you or...
I got it, fuck, who did I get it from?
I think I gave it to you.
Yeah.
It was white, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I gave it
Yeah.
to you. Yeah,
Because
so...
that's when it was, you changed it to Kings
Yeah.
in the new building.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the Euro bottom bracket and all that. And
Yeah. So he finally got a legit frame. So this was the story he told me at the time. This could be wrong, but he found a wallet with $600 in it.
Oh.
I knew this was coming. Yeah, that was true. I seen the wallet and I was like, no way. I fucking picked it up. I'm like, dude, there's no money in here. I'm like, oh fuck! Grabbed that cash, threw the fucking wallet in the bushes, and bolted to the skate park. Didn't say shit. And then I'm like, fuck, my friend's like, you're gonna be like, what's up with you? I'm like, I found some money, dude. Here's some of it. Don't say shit. I'll fuck you up. And then like, yeah, I was like, fuck, I can get fucking wheels now. And like, at that time, I was so hyped on Van Homan. And I seen Red Bull Mean Streets. and he had like the primo hula hoops. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know if they were 48 holes, but I seen like, you know, that was the only ones basically available. I was like, yeah, just give me 48 holes because Van Home had like those hoops. So, like, I had to have them. I have the money, I'm gonna get them.
Well, it's funny too because I remember this was when cassettes were starting to hit, you know, harder. Everyone was going to cassette, and I told him, I was like, those wheels, they had the Primo stock hubs, and I was like, they're flip-flop. You want to get the cassette? No, I want those ones.
Freewheel.
And yeah, they had a freewheel immediately, like 2 weeks, you know, a week or two after he got them. Damn, I should have got the cassette.
Yeah.
This is how bad it was with him, and this is how much Steven like didn't want help or like didn't expect it, whatever you want to call it. But so he's riding and he's getting pretty good at riding. He starts to have like little issues with his bikes, like flat tires and broken chains and worn out grips. So I told him, I said, yo, if you need a chain or something, if you need something, come by and see me and I'll help you out. And I go to the park one day and this fool is over there on like a freaking skateboard or something.
What?
Which is okay, but I was, where's your bike? And he's like, the chain's broke. Why don't you come by the shop? He's like, I don't have any money. I'm like, well, yeah, that's why I told you. If you need something, let me know, and I'll help you out. That's how bad it was. He just came in the shop right now, needed a new seat, bought a new Odyssey Aiken seat. No joke. Today.
Oh, yeah.
I think he watched a lot of Aiken at the shop.
Oh, yeah. It's like Fit Life. I remember when I got those wheels, you're like, you got to get this video. I'm like, alright, cool. I never really seen like a real BMX video in Fit Life. And I was like, holy shit, dude, I didn't know people could ride their bike that way. And like, just like basically the Fit team at the time is what influenced my riding and like opened BMX up to me. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude, this is sick.
Here's the first time I meet Steven's mom. We're at the park, and Steven's mom would come to pick him up. And she pulls up in like this massive Bronco, I think, or something. And she doesn't have any teeth in.
Oh,
And she rolls the window down and tells Steven to like get in the truck or whatever. And Steven says, "Where are your teeth, woman?" And she's like, "What'd you say to me?" And jumps out of the truck and starts chasing Steven around the truck, but it's sand.
yeah.
And she slips and just mows it. Boom! And she's like furious. And Steven like throws his bike in the truck. She's yelling at him, gets in the truck and leaves. And it was just like this storm of dust and everything. And that's Steven's mom. And I was like, wow, that was insane. So Steven's 14 years old. And I want to take him to go meet Robbie Morales. They're down in Santa Ana. Something's going on. I talked to Robbie and Dylan Ambrose at the time. And we're supposed to meet up. Anyway, we're going to stay overnight. I tell Steven to ask his mom if it's cool and everything's cool to go down there. And I don't think at the time your parents had a grasp that you were like pretty good at riding bikes.
No, they had no idea.
Yeah, and so his mom calls me and is like, "Why the fuck you want to take a 14-year-old kid overnight out of town?" And I was like, well, if you're going to make it kind of weird like that, like, you don't have to go. It's not a big deal. Like, I'm just trying to help him out. Like, no big deal. And moving forward, first video that you got clips in, like full-length DVD, was Stay Fit.
Yeah.
Anyway, shortly after that, Colt starts, and you've been riding for Colt since. Moving forward, what do you think? You've been on a few BMX trips now. What do you think the best one is?
Texas Toast was pretty cool, but I think the best one was probably Utah, even though I fucking smacked my head. But got to ride, what are those trails? Tanner in Utah?
Yeah, Tanner
Those
Trails.
are fun.
Yeah.
Those are really fun jumps.
Yeah, what do you know about dirt jumps, Israel?
I don't know shit about dude. That's not me.
That's not me. You had the full-length part with Colt for small talk.
Super stoked.
Because that's rare.
Yeah.
I mean, even like there's pros that have no full-length parts.
Yeah. And it's something you could just hold on to forever. Like, yeah, I got proof. Like, I did something.
Yeah.
It's not like a web edit that gets forgotten about in a couple days, you know?
Yeah.
It's like something you actually gotta work towards and, you know, like, playing shit out to get this shit done and, like, kind of get the stuff that you always wanted to do that's gonna make a good part. And, like, I wanted a good mix of everything. I thought came through with all that, so it was rewarding.
You think when you were growing up, you had like a kind of a tight knit group of guys that you rode with. You had Nels, Sorensen, Donald Rios.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of them.
Andrew flipping, wiener flopping.
Yeah,
there was a bunch of kids.
But you had a big group, and it's kind of like, I don't know, I felt like you got, like, you were obviously, like, you know, probably the most skilled rider out of all of them, but, like, it felt like you guys really pushed each other, and you guys were able to, like, you guys went and did everything together.
Oh, definitely. We'd spend weeks, probably like a month solid, just every day together. It was like we were like brothers, basically. We'd fuck with each other, do gnarly shit to each other, you know.
But you guys used to really hammer down on Donald.
Oh, yeah. I feel bad about it now, but I'm just trying to tough him up so he's not such a pussy, dude. 'Cause
he's crazy at riding now. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's fucking sick, dude. It's like I'm stoked to see you. Like,
What's
where
his
he's at
Instagram? The Life of a Don.
Life of a Don, dude.
I'll put it on here, and he's an amazing rider now.
Yeah.
Oh, look who showed up! Look who showed up!
What's up, Fabio?
We had a David Allman. You all know David.
Cheers.
And then Nels. You guys spent a lot of time at Nels. Nels is hanging out with Nels in Nels'
Yeah.
house. I actually called Steven once 'cause I had to pick him up for something. And I said, where are you at? And he said, I'm at Area 51. And I was like, where's that? And he says, it's Nels' house. I was like, why do you call it Area 51? And he said, because Nels looks like an alien.
Yeah.
So that's how tight everyone was. Like, they were just roasting each other on a regular basis. I was out of the loop.
Constructive criticism, dude.
You had rode like a few different parts and things like this, and then one day you told me that you really wanted to ride for profile.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Copeland, who's the raddest guy, made it happen.
For sure.
And to like this day still flows your hubs and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, he's awesome.
So what makes you like profile so much?
Just ride a set and try to go back to a different set of hubs. You can't do it. There's nothing like profiles. They're fucking dialed.
Who's your all-time favorite rider?
I can only pick one.
Okay, top 5.
5
or 3?
I have 3.
Okay,
It's gonna
top 3.
be Van Holen. That's right. That was like my first favorite rider. And then just cause like the street skills and everything. And then like it goes Chase Hawk. Cause no one could ride a fucking bike like Chase Hawk. And then number 1 would be Mike Aiken, because you know, style and the tricks and the combos. Like, those are probably the 3 that influenced my riding the most.
You have a daughter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Turned 2 last month.
And you got a regular full-time job.
Yep.
Tell everyone what you do though.
Work on the windmills in Palm Springs.
If you don't know what the windmills are, they're those gigantic windmills.
Yeah, big fans that make it all windy.
So you do all this, but you can still ride a bike, obviously, super well. So you guys think Steven's underrated?
Watch his videos.
Mr.